Is immigration a problem for Canada? In 2018, Angus Reid polled 1,500 Canadians, and the answer became clear. Discounting those who were unsure, who constituted 14% of the sample space, of those remaining, 49% said there were too many immigrants, 31% said the current number was about right, and 6% said there were too few. 49 to 6. That means for every 7 Canadians who think the number is too high, there is one who thinks the number is too low. That is a ratio of 7 to 1. Given the historical immigration numbers, what explains the divergence between what people want and what they get? Namely the immigration policies of the Canadian governments of the past 40 years. Conservative or liberal? More on that later. One comment about the poll. This is one of the few polls which presented the immigration number of the day, as part of the question. The question then was, would you say 310,000 new permanent residents in 2018 is too many, about right, too few, or you're just not sure? That's the critical difference. The number 310,000 was included in the question. Most polls neglect to cite this number before they ask the question. So why? Why does the government ignore the wishes of the Canadian people, whom they represent? Now, let's clarify one point. This is not some mindless screed about immigration. Nor is it a commentary on the nations from which we select the immigrants who move to Canada. It isn't. What is needed is to simply introduce two critical words to the discussion. They are balance and proportionality. We must also be mindful of the fact that those who have chosen Canada as their home are just as Canadian as those whose families have been here since Confederation. There is no second class within a nation of equals.
Let's remember the work that we must do to build an economy that works for all Canadians, to make life more affordable, to create jobs, to build more housing, to grow the middle class, to fight climate change, to build safer communities.
While Canada confronts the challenge of calibrating the optimal number of immigrants who arrive on its shores, it can be certain that it is not alone among Western countries who confront the same challenge. Countries such as the United Kingdom, France, Australia, the United States all face pretty much the same question. What is the right number? Well, one way to tackle that problem is by asking this question. Before you know where you're going, would it not be wise to know where you've been? What are the numbers today? What percentage of the population today was born overseas? So, let's take a look at how Canada stacks up relative to these four countries. For Australia, 29% were born overseas. For the United Kingdom, it's 17%. For France, it's 13%. For the United States, 19% of its population were born overseas. And for Canada, in 2022, almost 1 in 4 was born overseas, at 23%.
C'est de bâtir sur ce qu'on fait depuis 2015 et de prendre des décisions parfois difficiles mais toujours responsables.
So, what does the future of Canada look like? What lies ahead? Well, Justin Trudeau has an idea. Without much consultation with the Canadian people, he has proposed immigration numbers which are quite unprecedented. Quite literally. Sean Fraser, the Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship, has outlined rather ambitious targets for 2023, 2024, and 2025. His targets are 465,000 in 2023, 485,000 in 2024, and 500,000 in 2025. Now, those numbers seem somewhat high. So, let's look back. Let's go, in fact, back to the days of Justin Trudeau's father, Pierre Elliott Trudeau. Then we'll work ourselves forward through 5 decades, encompassing both Liberal and Conservative Prime Ministers.
His Majesty's loyal opposition. buzzwords, dog whistles, and careless attacks don't add up to a plan for Canadians. Attacking the institutions that make our society fair, safe, and free is not responsible leadership. Telling people they can opt out of inflation by investing their savings in volatile cryptocurrencies is not responsible leadership. By the way, anyone who followed that advice would have seen their life savings destroyed. Fighting against vaccines that saved millions of lives, that's not responsible leadership. Opposing the support and investments that have helped save jobs, businesses, and families during the pandemic, that's not responsible leadership. Notre équipe libérale va continuer de livrer des résultats concrets pour les gens, comme des services de garde plus accessibles et plus abordables. Under our child care plan, fees go down by 50% this year, and we'll reach $10 a day child care by 2025 across the country. Mike and Lori from Edmonton wrote a letter to our friend Randy Boisson to share that lower child care fees means being able to send their children to daycare full-time instead of part-time. It means Lori can choose to work and be part of the economy. That's also what I heard when I was with Karina in Oakville, talking to a group of parents about the impact of our child care plan. It means for many parents more money at the end of the month to invest in a fund to send their kids to university. And I saw in Saskatoon, when I was meeting parents at the end of the day picking up their kids during summer daycare, that child care fees in lowering mean in a tangible way a better present and a better future for their families. This is what meaningful economic policy looks like. And this is what will continue delivering for middle class, people working hard to join it, and for all Canadians. As we get ready to head into this new sitting of Parliament, we'll keep putting Canadians at the center of everything we do. We need to continue to stand up for what we believe in together. Quand les politiciens conservateurs et le lobby des armes à feu tentent d'affaiblir le contrôle des armes, notre équipe est toujours là pour protéger nos communautés. When conservative politicians say we should fight inflation with more pollution, this team will remind them that climate change is real and that real people are affected by the floods and wildfires that it aggravates. We'll continue sharing the stories from Indigenous communities in the north where it's warming 3 times as fast as the rest of the world. We'll keep working on good jobs like the approximately 17,000 we secured by investing in battery and electric vehicle manufacturing. Announcements with Stellantis, GM, Umicore are only a few, and there's more to come. We will continue being there for workers and families. The members of this Liberal team know the importance of building strong partnerships with Labour to create safer and more equitable workplaces. When we invest in programs like the Labour Mobility Tax Credit, we make it easier for workers to relocate to find good jobs. When we invest in apprenticeships with programs like the Union Training and Innovation Program, we help people and students reach their full potential, and businesses are able to hire the skilled workers that our economy needs. This team is stepping up to make sure our farmers have the support they need through these difficult times. And we're working hard every day toward our goal of doubling housing construction over the next decade. And we're making this country more welcoming so that people can come here to build a life and a better future for their family and our whole country in the coming years. À tous les membres de notre équipe libérale, merci de continuer de mettre les Canadiens au centre de tout ce que vous faites. Now, I heard Mr. Polyev talking about how much we wasted on Canadians over the past couple of years. Let me be very clear. Being there for workers, for families, for seniors, for young people, for businesses, it was the right thing to do. It was the smart thing to do. Having Canadians back is something we will never back down from. J'ai entendu M. Poilievre parler de combien d'argent on a gaspillé pendant les dernières années sur les Canadiens. Je veux mettre une chose bien au clair. Le fait d'avoir été là pour les travailleurs, les familles, les étudiants, les aînés, les entreprises et tous les Canadiens, c'était la bonne chose à faire et c'était la chose intelligente à faire pour notre économie. Et on ne reculera jamais et on ne s'excusera jamais d'avoir été là pour les Canadiens. In the stormy times, now and ahead, we will continue to be there for Canadians with the investments and supports that build a better present and a better future. Le Canada a l'énergie, la stabilité démocratique et les valeurs qui font de nous un pays accueillant et important dans le monde. Le Canada a tout ce qu'il faut pour offrir des solutions au reste du monde. Our Liberal team has a plan that leads forward towards tremendous prosperity for all. At a time where we see the world changing before our eyes, let's remember who we are and what we stand for. Let's be there to keep making life more affordable and create good jobs for Canadians. Let's be there for each other in reconciliation. Let's make our country safer for everyone. Let's remember that with hope and hard work, we can get the very best for people, and together, let's keep building an economy that works for all Canadians. Merci beaucoup, mes amis. Thank you all.